how do you turn your Tradie website into a full-time sales tool for your business? There's your actual website, which is kind of like the sales tool, but then you need to get the people into that sales tool. So there's no good just having really great website and no one visiting it. And there's no point acquiring all this traffic and then having nowhere to send them, or worse yet, sending them to a Facebook page that's like 15 years out of date. The key to actually growing your business with a website is making sure that those two components align. Now, just a few things off the bat, what you need to do, if you have a website and you're checking this, you can literally go through as a checklist. You need to make sure it loads under 3 seconds, worst case 5 seconds. It needs to be mobile optimized. So if you can't look at it on your phone and not be annoyed, then it's not mobile optimized. It needs to have social proof literally everywhere you possibly can. So obviously you don't want to overcram this, but on your homepage, your services page, maybe on your contact page, but that's kind of debatable because if they're at your contact page, you probably don't need to convince them to keep going. But if you can get those things on your website and show past work that you've done, then that kind of encompasses everything you need to know about the website. Now, with the actual getting people to your website, for tradies, we know that two things work quite well. So the first thing is SEO, search engine optimization. And I'll break this down into long-term and short-term. So SEO is a long-term strategy where you build up your website's credibility with search engines, so Google, Bing, so that when someone searches for painter Sydney, then your business is going to show up because Google and Bing trust you. So that's what SEO does, but it takes a long time. So for most businesses, most traditional businesses, it's 12 to 18 months before you see results. With some tips and tricks and strategies, you can shorten that in some situations down to as little as 6 months, but you do need to have a dedicated campaign going for that, and it's not every business can do it. We had our best result was a painter in Wodonga where we got them to number 1, the first position of Google in 4 months, but there was some extenuating circumstances. So that's the long-term strategy. The short-term strategy that kind of is short-term in terms of results, but also if you stop doing it, you're going to stop getting results. So that is Google AdWords. So if you literally go and search Sydney Painter, it'll pop up and there'll be an ad that says Sydney Painter. You can click on it and it goes to a website. Well, that's a way that you can get to the top of Google by paying for it, but you pay for every click, and if you stop paying, you stop getting clicks. So it's kind of like a short-term idea, but what we find that works really well is combining both of them, setting up the SEO and running that over a long term, but then getting those quick wins with the Google ads. So that's literally the best way. Get your website set up and then use SEO and Google ads to drive traffic, and then you've got a job making machine that's going to be working while you're literally on the tools doing what you need to do. So if you want to know more about how this works, you can either get in touch with us at the Tradie Marketing Agency, or you can watch the other videos that we have and we run through some of these concepts and explain them in more detail. So if you've liked this video, like and subscribe it, and we'll see you in the next one.